Okay. Do this. Do this. And now we wait for the ads to be over so we can get started. Do, 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 do. Okay, while we're waiting, I should probably get my refs in check. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Are we good? Can we get started? Okay, let's go. Hello everyone, how are you all doing today? Today, we are on the final boy. The final boy. Caleb, which, from what I gathered, is kind of a villainish character. Let's see if I can add the Coltrane to the equation. I'm thinking no. Because it's already really complicated. But let's give it a try. Can I add this detail? Yes. Will it look good? That is the ultimate question of Ultimate Destiny. Because at the end of the day, it is all about that. It's just a matter of looks. Does it look good? Is the ultimate question to ask here. Yeah, the Kotra is like up his crotch. I don't know. I know the game is kind of risky, but I don't think it's meant to be that risky. Okay. It's no biggie. we got this. Alright, this works, Okay. So, yeah, first let's do the idle animation. So like previous times, we just raise the arms a little bit. Do, 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 do. God damn it. Ah, this game has too good music. It's such feel good music too, you know? It's just the perfect amount of whimsy. Let me compare it to others. I think it's alright. We should definitely shorten the shoulder a little bit. Though... Maybe like this. And then... these. Right. And we did these. I wonder why these military outfits are so popular in Otome games. Ah, well. Well. Let's see here. Okay. Sorry about that, Momochi was making grunting noises in the background. Do you believe in 3 packs of Pokemon cards tomorrow? Yes. I believe they will bring you something. It will definitely be Pokemon. I am sure of that. Did you get some IRL packs? 12. Also, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? And ironically playing for Glaceon because Prismatic had one of the 3 actually expensive Glaceons. Ooh. Although, I'll be real, whenever you want something too much, it feels like it just becomes harder to pull it, doesn't it? Unironically becomes harder. Like a curse or something. But I hope you can beat it, Valve. I hope you get your Glaceons. Easy but good. Got a prismatic for $2, basically because I beat the system on a will pattern and recognized it while everyone's lapped. Nice. Good luck. Booster collection to RC have got pack potential. Ooh. Man, getting Pokemon packs can be hard sometimes. I hear Pokemon's having a lot of trouble with scalpers. I know that, was it Prismatic? I think it was Prismatic Collection had a lot of issues with people just scalping the cards hard. Because everyone likes Eevees, so people were like, oh, this is gonna be a huge investment. We're gonna make so much money. I think so much Compius Umbreon would pay the entire Glaceon binder. Yeah. I hear it went down on price a little bit, but it's still absurdly expensive, right? That's why I'm laughing. I got in 3 packs for Magic for $2. They would sell for like 30. Holy crap! It's that bad? Damn. I remember there was this store on a nearby mall that got some prismatic packs, and they were trying to sell it for triple the price. During the time of release, they didn't even like wait for it to actually become hard to find. And the top 3 Glaceons are Ice, Lake Dance, really good hit, a demigod pack for Glaceon binders. Oh. Well, Valve, good luck. Good luck and Godspeed. Yeah. Plus, one of the top 3 is prismatic, so that would be a breakdown crying over card, but oh no. Good luck. The thrill of the hunt. It's been a while. It's been a while. I still remember it though. I remember it like it was yesterday, but it was actually 5 days ago. That actually reminds me, me and Momochi were gifted some gifted 2 V-card boxes. But we only got base Nonetheless. We didn't get like alt art or anything. So that was a bit sad. But it was still fun opening packs. I haven't really actually gotten Pokemon cards forever since like a couple months ago, and then maybe, I don't know, 7 years for that. I see. You know, every so often when they like release a new starter deck thingy, I keep looking at it and going like, should I go back to playing it? I think there are play groups in my area. But do I really want to? Then I end up not going back to the game. Card games are hard to keep track. Honestly. Hold up. I made an oopsie here. There we go. First frame, second frame. And let me just check my refs here. Yeah, we already start bending down the legs here. Here. There we go. This sprite, I think, becomes the tallest one of the group of all the one I did, just because of the hat. Just because of the hat. I don't want to play at all TBH, nor do I want to hoard. I think a singular official Glacian alone binder would find official sleeves like 400 spots me to fill. Like, you know what I get thinking maybe 2-3 binds so I treat myself? That's basically Glacian, then Sylvan Smirgle, Buizaspinda, and the like. I do waifus and then some sort of dudes from Twink to Bara. Ah. I see. Wait, where are you gonna get dudes from Twink to Bara? Not in Pokemon, right? Do you have other card games you have in mind? See here. Pokemon probably? Oh. Well, Hiker counts as Bara, I guess? Oh, there is like that oh wait, there's like that surfer dude, right? You know what? This is gonna be actually so complicated, I should just actually draw. Nothing amazing, but the joke started getting standard trainers, sort of funny. Ah, I see. Honestly, the trainers are pretty fun to collect, especially because they got full art. Thing Magma and Aqua dudes. Ah, yeah. Kinda like Bara. That's fair. As Bara as Pokemon will get, right? Like... Let's see, who else is kinda Bara? No, oh my god, I just remembered. Wasn't there like a fighting gym leader that was like really buff, but no one likes him? No, wait, it was like an Elite Four trainer. Isn't there like a fighting type Elite Four trainer that literally no one likes that looks like older Brock? And like he never gets any art or even mentioned ever again. Like I want a slider with the twinkest twink and the burlesque bar in sequence. Nice. Looker sure somewhere in the middle of the twink bar slide. Ah. Was that his name? I don't remember. Like, goddamn. I kinda wish they made like those Pokemon trainer collections with the Elite Four. So we could get like Lorelai's Pokemon and maybe some Agatha's Spookies. I would love an Agatha's Gengar. Remember Spooky Granny? Looker, I think, was first in Gen 4. He was a detective, but he's in several games and he's involved in deep lore. The detective I remember was the one that was looking up Tin Skull. But I don't remember which gen Tin Skull belongs to. I'll be real, everything about Pokemon for me is kind of the Pokemon games is kind of a haze. I let Momochi play the games from like the newer generation. I don't know why, but the storyline with the influencer Pokemon trainers, I did not like that very much. Battling for likes feels kinda wrong. Which is ironic, because it's technically what I would be doing if I ever streamed a Pokemon game. But I don't know, something about the setup rubs me the wrong way. You know? Let's see here. There we go. There's an anime this season that also has a slightly depressing theming that is about streamers, where a group of streamers gets taken to play Roblox, a Roblox Fallout hybrid, as like a sponsor deal, but it's actually a death game. And they got brought in, attracted by the promise of 2 months payment rent. The scariest thing truly is Roblox. They were like, oh my god, we're gonna be able to pay 2 months rent. Isn't this dreamy? It's kind of like, no, this sounds like the most dystopian thing ever, actually. Like a, I don't know, a Mr. Beast video that went even more wrong than usual. Although, I'll be real, I don't really watch Mr. Beast. I just heard he made practically the a IRL version of the Squid Games, and that it's really weird. I wouldn't even want to attempt to play a Roblox tournament once 2 months rent. Those iPad kids can be cracked. Yeah, it was, the anime was really weird. It was like, I don't know, Fall Guys on Roblox or something. I think it changes every time what they are playing, but I don't know, the premise was weird. The Roblox tournament is actually run by aliens. And basically they keep the aliens amused, and if you of course, if you die in the game, you die in real life also makes an appearance, because it's that kind of show at the end of the day. And it's like, are these fake YouTubers gonna be able to survive? That kind of stuff. And everyone is kind of a stand-in. For maybe a real YouTuber from Japan, but I wouldn't be able to know, because I'm not familiar with the culture, the YouTube culture there, so It's one of those... I guess I'm not the target audience for that at all, huh? I kind of wish they actually were VTubers like the subtitle keeps lying to me that they are. Because then maybe I would be able to recognize one of them. Maybe. If there is one thing that the recent wave of like weird scandals about VTubers has taught me, is that I don't know a lot of them. I actually don't know a lot of popular indie VTubers. Maybe I actually need to research a little better. But I don't know, I'll have like very specific tastes when it comes to watching people. I like watching to give priority to watching friends. That is absolutely 100% a thing I do. And I like watching people who play more retro games. For a few reasons. Retro games and stuff like visual novels and mystery novels, stuff like that. Because one, I like retro games, and two, a lot of VTubers will be playing collab games that are popular, and a lot of people love watching them, but I get sick. Literally. So I kind of have to skip on that content. I have to skip on collab content. Almost entirely. So I can't really watch people who collab a lot because of those games. Collab games are unfriendly, they are trying to kill me. I can feel my life draining for me as my nephew runs around screaming. Does your nephew have a particular reason for running around screaming, or is it just like Sugar Rush? Does he have the zoomies? Sounds like the zoomies. That does sound like the zoomies. He just does that. He did eat some candy like an hour ago, but he kinda already ran that out, but it's the endless cycle. Ah, kids. I do miss a little bit when my nephews drop by. It's funny to see how much they've grown. Like, I know this is like a very cliche thing to say, but children really do grow up very fast. It is very scary. One day you're like teaching them how to play Yu-Gi-Oh, and then they are like getting into sports and getting dates and girlfriends. And the little one who dressed up like a princess got into hardcore Danganronpa lore. Oh god, that actually reminds me, my younger niece will probably get into the age where she's gonna ship all the anime characters together. Oh boy. Oh boy. I know it's gonna come. It's coming eventually. It's coming eventually. She has weeb genes. It's just a matter of time. It's coming. Oh god, she might eat. Honestly, she seems like a prime audience to get into like some PG-13 rated VTubers. She doesn't watch things in English though, and apparently most Brazilian VTubers that stream in Portuguese, right? They actually focus more on younger audiences. The target audience for the target demographic for them tends to be younger. I don't actually follow them too much because of that, partially. But yeah. That is their choice of focus content. So the content is pretty much a lot of like playing Five Nights at Freddy's and stuff like that. And apparently Danganronpa. Danganronpa. Is Danganronpa content for children? I think so. It's kind of like Baby's First Murder Mystery, right? Well, not children, teenagers. A lot of sexual innuendo. That is true. But I think it's still targeted at things. don't think it's rated M. Let's be real, Momochi. We grew up with a lot of sexual innuendo. Probably a little bit too much, but... Nah, not talking about 5-year-old. Not talking about 5-year-old. Or are Brazilian VTubers targeting a target audience is 5-year-olds? And I think it's a little bit older than that, right? Hopefully, a little bit older than that. Maybe. Hey, little Timmy, can you get your mother's credit card to give me a super chat real quick? I promise it will be our little secret. Wink, wink. Ugh, that sounds really creepy, actually. Yikes. Let's hope that's not the case. Let's hope that's not the case. And I was talking about Danganronpa. Yeah. I thought you were talking about Danganronpa. No. I was talking about the fact that Brazilian VTubers target younger audiences than American VTubers. Or Japanese VTubers, for that matter of fact. But I was talking about my niece liking Danganronpa. That's why it got mixed, because I was like, oh, she likes Danganronpa, and I think she might be she might be like the target audience for some Brazilian VTubers. Because they focus on younger audiences. So yeah, as usual with me, one conversation just leads to the next. And then sometimes they look back and sometimes they don't. So, you know, the usual. But yeah, no, Danganronpa, I think it's 14 up. I would think it's like the best age for it. I know I said babies first, but I didn't mean that literally. I definitely didn't mean that literally. Scaring babies with Danganronpa. I remember the anime was actually pretty vicious also. The anime I think went actually a bit harder than the games ever did. Like, the games have the sceneries and all that, but it's mostly like left to interpretation and imagination. I remember the anime actually showed a lot of gruesome stuff at the end of it. Well, at the end of one side of it, because the anime is kind of like Pokemon, where you have to pick red or yellow, but you actually have to play both. Because you got the whole park and the Despair arc. Despair. I'm gonna make you Despair. Okay, so I'm gonna need to do this. There we go. And maybe if I do this. Okay. I think I figured out what we can do here. I am gonna make this so it's kind of like this, because it's gonna... Yeah, it's gonna be like... I don't know. Like it's pulling down. Right. So we're gonna have it pulling down. The Tingus. Yeah. And then we do this. Right. There we go. There we go. There we go! Look at that flow! Alright, so we are gonna need a walk cycle for this boy. So first off, I think I need to delete these two here. There we go. We need to figure out how we're gonna make him looking sideways. I'll probably have... You know what? I'm gonna have to redraw the helmet. I mean the hat. So for now, let's not worry about the hat at all. I have him hatless right here. We take this. Put this here. There we go. Man, I kinda want a specific sleep animation for him. But I need to ask if I can. Because everyone has like a sideways, kinda sorta sexy. I had like an idea for such a dorky sleep animation where he's like sleeping sitting down. Kinda like a teddy bear. You know when you leave a teddy bear to the side? That's what I was thinking for this guy. Ah no, could be Moe Gap. Could be Moe Gap. But anyways. Let me see here. I'm gonna go and do my little thing. Hold up. Yeah, so this is the trick that usually works when you want to make a face that's looking kinda tilted to look fully sideways. You do this. And mind you can do this as well. Then you complete here. Do you see the illusion of him looking sideways already? Then you just kinda complete the head. And there you go. Now all I need to do is do some adjustments to the hair, of course. Because it is kind of like different vibe a little bit. Like this. But yeah, there you go. There you go. Which music is this? Ah, this is Octopath Traveler. Now that's a game I never finished. That's the game I still need to finish. Pay. There are a few reasons why I haven't finished it, but the main one is I get kind of lazy because I was like halfway through the game. And then somewhere along the path, the Octopath if you will, I realized that unfortunately there were these shrines that gave your characters different classes, so you didn't have to be stuck with the one class forever with the same character. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. So that actually gave me quite a disadvantage with my party, because I could have been learning skills from different classes, I could have been combining them together, I could have been making combos. Meanwhile, my party was like completely vanilla. No sauce whatsoever. So I was in trouble. Actually, I got to a fight where I just couldn't do anything. So that was fun. And I got kind of stuck. It was like an important moment. And I kind of needed to reset everything, so I was a little bit discouraged, not gonna lie, to continue playing. That bit discouraged. Possible skill issue. Possibly a skill issue, not gonna lie. I just didn't really found any of the shrines before, and I was kinda just playing it like no guides, no nothing. I guess in a sense that's what makes it very... It really captures the feeling of retro games, right? Because old retro games had a lot of secrets that were somewhat slightly obligatory. I don't know. Hold up. I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't do this. Gonna get a new layer here. And then we can do the thing. Now I can start drawing. There we go. Because if anything happens, if like the hat shape is okay, but like it's not well fit on the head, I can do the adjustments more easily. You know? Yeah, I think this might be a tad bit too tall. But it is something along these lines. Hold up, I think I need a reference for a sideway military cap. Military cap. Ah, I see. I see. Okay, so the top part would actually come in pretty soon. Unlike this. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, this looks correct. Still gonna need to look at it a little bit more. Yeah, and then it probably goes lower here on the side. I think that's good. Let's compress it a little bit. One shoe. I think we're good. I mean, he is wearing a cap. If I think like this is better, I just have to like delete this one piece of hair here, and there you go. There we go. Okay. So now we draw. There we go. I don't think he moves in like any particular way compared to anyone else in the game. I could make him do like a little military strut or something. That's one way to animate his walk. But I don't know. Would that be like a thing that a cool anime boy would do though? Would a K-pop anime boy do a military strut? Don't think so. Don't think so. If anything, his story is probably something like, I'm with the military now, and I become a, I don't know, cold and distant, but only you can unfreeze my heart. Or some sort of stuff like that. I feel like that's what we're going for here. Hey Super Fudge, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing good today. How are you? We're doing the last lad. Caleb. Doing good? That's good. That's good to hear. It's interesting. My client would usually give me choices between what outfits I should put the character in, but she was very particular about this one. This one was like, you're doing this skin. Doing good? That's good to hear. Make sure we keep everything nice. But yeah, hope you're doing good. Yeah, you're doing good. You're doing good. You already told me. It's great that you're doing good. Yes, it is. Okay. This is one of those moments where it's like, oh my god, am I actually finishing this commission? It's been one of the bigger ones I had in a while. The other one I believe was Cutie Kitties. That one also took a long time. This one took a little longer because there a lot of stuff happened while I was doing this commission. Regardless, it will soon come to an end. And it's gonna be fun when it does, because I'm preparing these for string avatars. So once I'm done with them, I'll be able to see the boys moving about. It's pretty exciting. It's one of the funnest parts of animation. It's like just see your work being alive, you know? Okay, so we managed to get the head sideways perfectly. Or at least good enough for me. I think it's good enough. So now I have to do the whole rest. But this one. This one. Now we do walk. Let's talk walk cycles here for a sec. Let me get this here so we can have a body size reference properly. I couldn't actually find gameplay footage of him, so I'm not entirely sure how he walks. I'm gonna assume he has a more stiff walk. Military and all. Oh, I think I have an idea of how I can do his walk. I am gonna take a little bit of inspiration from old Ragnarok Online. And I think gonna make him do a walk where he is putting his hand on his chin like he's walking like deep in thought, you know? I think that works for this character. Like he's considering stuff, you know? Maybe considering his life choices, who knows? There we go. You know, one of the things that I really liked from the Final Fantasy Remake change, I don't even remember what Aerith's personality, if Aerith's personality was already a little bit like that, but I like how they made her very mischievous. In the game. That is something I thoroughly enjoyed. It fits her character well, cause it feels like she knows stuff, you know? Especially in the remake, which is not really a reboot. It's kind of like, oh, technically, the original game happened? But at the same time, Sephiroth started New Game Plus and is trying to destroy the Earth again. I think that's what they're going with. in that game. I think that was where the story is going. They haven't released the final chapter as far as I'm concerned, right? As far as I know, they haven't released the final chapter. So I don't have any confirmation that that's what's actually happening, but I have a strong feeling it is. Ah, Yuffie. She was one of the most hated characters from Final Fantasy VII, at least during the time of release of the game. She did the one thing that's considered the unforgivable sin. She stole from the party. Temporarily, she gives it back, but like, goddamn, you haven't seen True Rat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Until you make an NPC steal shit from your party, they will literally stop everything. Save the world? No. Now it's not the time to save the world. Don't you understand? That goblin stole shit from us. He's gotta pay with his life. His life, I tell you. It is wild. It is wild. People are not forgiving of thieves. 95% of the time. If you want your thief to survive an encounter with the party, you're gonna have to like give the biggest sob story possible and make damn sure they don't actually steal anything that's too important. And make sure that the party can retrieve it, so it will increase the chances. And I say increase in bold caps. Or you gotta make him like the master escaper. The master of escapes. Or even better. You know what? Make your big evil bad guy just be like a random thief that steals like a legendary artifact of Doom. And becomes the big bad evil guy. Because then the party will already be chasing him because he stole stuff from them. And then it turns out he's the big bad. Everyone will love it. Because they have to worry even less about the morality of beating the crap out of him. Trust me. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. When I roleplay, I did like a little bit of DMing when I played Ragnarok Online, and I had this idea for like a filler adventure where a secondary character of mine would steal funds from stole funds from our guild in RP only. There were no vaults in game that were actually looted or anything. We didn't even have anything like that. But people, and I was like, oh, let's do like something funny, like he is gambling everyone's salary away or something like that, and maybe he will get arrested or something. Nope, they were out for blood. They were out for blood, and it caught me completely off guard. Because, like, that, I actually used it, that character wasn't just an NPC, I actually used him for role-playing too. But they wanted to kill him so badly that I ended up kinda cheating a little bit to get away. I had to cheat. A little bit. I had to cheat a little bit. Because basically what I did, it technically wasn't cheating, but you know, when you answer something with technically, it's still not a very good look. So basically, here's what happened. The party rushed in immediately. One of the mages cast firewall to surround me. And they were role playing, like going out for blood, full power. Even though my rogue was just like, I surrender, I was surrendering, right? So they did not care for a surrender. They did not want to surrender. They wanted blood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, in lieu of that, what I ended up doing was, I was like, okay, the mage cast a fire spell. Right now, we're in a casino that is completely made of wood. And that wasn't like me being the narrator and like, oh, you didn't know what the casino was like. Turns out it was made of wood, guys. That was a really bad move on your part. No. We use it only in-game scenery. The casino was had like a tropical themes and was in fact made of wood. It was completely made of wood. And they were casting fire spells indoors. So I was like, okay, you set the whole place on fire. So the whole party got so... Because the thing was, the party, they were like patrollers. They were supposed to be the good guys. They were supposed to be a militia that helps keep the orders around those parts. Because the area is very full of unlawful activities and stuff like that. So they're like they were like a militia, like voluntary police and stuff like that. Who also fought against an evil cult. We were very spicy like that. Very spicy and versatile like that. So, because they went in kind of a blind rage, they set a private property on fire because of personal gains. And my rogue took advantage of the fact that they started burning the place down. The owner of the establishment got like super mad at them. And the rogue ended up getting away, and they kinda ended up with nothing. They kinda ended up with nothing on that one. They didn't get the satisfaction of arresting the rogue. I was like planning to do something along the lines where the rogue would kind of try to make up for getting caught, because he got caught. He would be like, okay, maybe I can share this treasure map with you, set up like a future adventure, that kind of stuff, right? Standard stuff. Maybe he could become their underworld informant because he owed them one. Something like that. It was... My idea was something along those lines. Instead, I ended up having to give nothing to my party. Because they became too bloodthirsty. I actually had a player that got really mad at me for that too. He was like telling me that I was fudging, like, it's not quite fudging rolls. We didn't really use rolls, but close enough to that. That he felt like the consequences of their actions wasn't very fair. And that I made shit up because I wanted to protect my character. Honestly, I should have answered them well. I did, like... Goddamn, I did not expect you guys to react that way. But honestly, if they haven't used any fire spells at that place, I probably would have let my character... I would have been forced to let my character die or something. Maybe he dies and it was like his twin. You know, that kind of stuff. There were a few workarounds. There were a few workarounds. There were ways I could have brought him back from the dead, but honestly, they scared the shit out of me and I just wanted to go away. I just wanted to run. Fun times, fun times. Yeah, my party scared me shitless once, I'll just put it that way. The other time I also could not foresee seeding rage within my party members was I had a character that I wanted to, that was like a villain, and I wanted to do like a redemption arc for them of sorts. And basically what I had in mind for that character was, also I do think I need to establish something, because if you like do tabletop RPG, some of my stories might sound weird. And that's because they are. We didn't use a very conventional way of role-playing, right? Because we role-played inside a game. And it was like very open, very loose-goose. We had like a few agreements on what the setting was. But theoretically, anyone could DM a game if they wanted to. If they wanted to make their story, they wanted to DM for other people. As we all had like a few agreements on stuff. Just to make sure there wasn't like too much drama. There was still drama, but you know. What are you gonna do? People will drama, regardless. So we would band together in clans, and sometimes we would try to roleplay very organically. And I had this character that was like that ended up becoming a villain character because he had like some motivations that went against this party from a different guild. and he ended up killing a target they were supposed to rescue because he was an assassin for this evil church. He was like very loyal to that evil church, but I kinda wanted to make a redemption arc and bring that character to that clan. So I had the brilliant idea of giving him the good old amnesia, right? Because theoretically, if he like doesn't remember that he did a bad deed, if he doesn't like have the motivation to do that bad deed anymore, is he still bad? And I was almost sure, because the leader of that group was a paladin, that the leader might be like, oh, we can redeem him. Maybe if he could, like, even if he get some of his memories back, he could help us fight this evil church. I was sure that's how that was gonna go. I was so sure that I didn't even discuss it before. I just decided to show up on their turf to do the roleplay. So they tried to kill me. It became a PvP role-play in like 5 seconds. I had to cancel the whole thing in like 5 seconds. I was like, okay, change of plans. I don't want to lose this character yet. I don't want to lose this character yet. Because here's the thing, right? Our rules regarding player deaths were strenuous at best, because you role-played with the characters that you played in game, and it was a very grindy game, so theoretically, if you had a character from a class that you leveled up, and if that character died in game, unless he like gets revived by some story event, he is technically gone, and you can't use him to roleplay anymore. And because it was grinding hell, people obviously got very attached to their characters. So a lot of the drama really just came from that. It came from people wanting to be like hardcore role players, that like if the character dies, they will absolutely, totally accept it and not complain at all because they're hardcore. And then the second something like that's happened, it's... But you couldn't have killed my character. My character's level 99, and the level 99 character cannot be killed by a character that's like level 52 because they only have butter knives or something. And also I have invincibility shield and stuff like that. So personally, I didn't really kill any killing characters permanently wasn't like a thing that I did in my campaigns. Instead, they would have to deal with other types of consequences for failing, like in the case of the casino. Yeah, I'm not gonna kill you, but also during this mission, there's this cute child NPC, and if you guys fail, she is gonna die and it will be on your heads. Can you live with the consequences? So yeah, I usually would find ways around it where, yeah, technically you're not risking your life, but you are losing something if you fail regardless. You know, that kind of stuff? Ah, that is such a cute emote. I like that one a lot. But yeah, so that's usually what I did. That's usually what I did. Also, I wouldn't necessarily tell them that they weren't in trouble, usually, you know? Because it's funnier that way. I think I kept a good amount of suspension of disbelief that they thought their characters could die in certain situations. And honestly, there were some times that I think it got that close. But mostly, I just try to, like, punish stupid behavior. It wasn't even punish, I just took advantage of stupid behavior. I took advantage of stupid behavior to drive the plot further. Whenever someone did something stupid, instead of ignoring, it would actually be a plot factor that would drive the plot along. For instance, this was something that I was really proud at the time. I watched Full Metal Alchemist, and I decided to rip it off slightly for a campaign. So basically, I made a character that was... because Alchemist was a class in that game. I made a character who was... no, not Brotherhood. It was actually the original one. This is an old story. This is an old story, and I was very young. We were young and brave. And rather silly in our ways. You know what I'm feeling? I'm feeling to, like, just do this more parallel, you know? I feel like I'm not. But yeah, so I was watching Fullmetal Alchemist, so I had an inspiration for it. And also I remixed it around a lot, but basically there was an alchemist who was trying to create a way to restore people to create a perfect prosthetics for people who would lose, like, limbs fighting monsters or in the war. And he was doing that researching homunculus technology, because in that game, alchemists could have homunculus with them, so everything was, like, adjusted in scenario for the experiments to be a thing. So essentially, what the guy was doing was he was taking homunculus, he was making homunculus of limbs and grafting them onto people. So the homunculus would bond with them, and they would like let's so basically grow a new arm, essentially, right? But the homunculus technology was very faulty, because One, this guy was meant to be a villain, and two, he was meant to be the tragic type of villain. So the homunculus technology was very faulty. The first victim, I mean test subject, ended up with a living arm that wouldn't obey him at all. So he had an arm that would randomly punch and slap him and try to break free from the rest of the body. So that didn't work very well. And the alchemist was like trying really hard to fix this issue. But every time it was a different issue. If it wasn't something like that, sometimes the body would outright reject the limb, right? So you would get some body horror situation where there were situations where the homunculus would try to invade the mind of the person and take over the body. Stuff like that. And he was getting extremely frustrated. One day he got from an adventurer a cell from a new monster that had appeared, which was extremely powerful, but extremely dangerous. Now this was also kinda in lore, because the homunculus, for some reason, they would count, some of them would count as demon types, and this guy was like a demon lord, essentially. Guy was a big old demon lord, and he would, and if the minions would get defeated, they would drop cells, demon lord cells, basically. So this guy decided to try to experiment with them because he thought he could use the dark cell as a matrix to control the homunculi. And he ended up experimenting on himself. He got completely crazy because of it. He got taken over by the demon cells. And he had a brother, and he ended up grafting his brother onto himself to make himself more powerful. So my dude was not doing well. My dude was not doing well. My poor boy was not doing well. And basically the encounter was the party figuring out that the alchemist who had disappeared suddenly one day was still hidden in the basement doing his weird body experiments while secretly amassing an army for the Demon Lord. He was kidnapping people, he was fusing them with homunculi, with the cells of the Demon Lord, making them loyal subjects making them half demons, loyal subjects, and creating an army. And this had to be stopped. Okay, so here's the deal. One of our characters decided to roll an undead rogue because he liked the style. He just wanted to be edgy. And to be extra edgy, he is like, because I'm a zombie, I'm gonna eat the remains of the enemies I defeat. So he ate. So after they defeated the alchemist guy, he decided to eat his flesh. Now, the alchemist guy was crawling. with these weird, unstable demonic cells. So they kind of fuse it with the stomach of the undead rogue. They fuse it with the stomach of the undead rogue. And the undead rogue ended up throwing up a tiny homunculus person that I gave them a fair test, a fair skill check to see if they could get it on time. They could like smash it on time, and they couldn't. So it ran away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So for the next, I wanna say 6 months, that little homunculus that got away grew back into the alchemist, but this time his personality was completely dissociated, and he had become a sadistic bastard who would offer body modification services to people who were in desperate situations. And just let them loose with all the awful side effects that would come from that, because the Demon Lord ended up getting defeated in the lore. So one day he stopped listening to the voices that gave him purpose, and without any purpose, he started testing the purpose of other living things. So he ended up becoming a major villain because that one character decided to do an edgy thing and eat a defeated opponent. Surprisingly, no one was mad at that one, because that led to a cool story. So yeah, that was a thing. That was a thing that happened. I'll be real, I think that was one of my best campaigns. Weird how it started. Really weird how it started. Honestly, I do owe that rogue one. That rogue for doing that. I do owe one for that rogue for doing that, because that turned out pretty fun. The character that was meant to be like a one-shot villain ended up getting a whole arc because of that. And in exchange, he got like 5 seconds of Mpreg. Now that I think about it. So yeah, fun times. Fun times. Although, honestly, I didn't really DM that many times. Usually the one who would DM the most would be the guild leader. And I did try it a few other times, but it took a while until I found a style that I like it. Do I just go back to this? I think I just go back to this. Hold up. Can go back to this, but put it a bit closer to the body, maybe. Now, I think if I do like this, I can make it swing as a pendulum a little bit better. But yeah, fun times. Okay, no, 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 no. That is... Okay, now for this. I am gonna do this first. Then we do this. So what am I doing exactly? Cooking. That is what I'm doing. I am cooking right now. Whoa. So we do this. Because this is gonna be the back. This is gonna be the front leg. And I am gonna put it slightly behind here for reasons. And then kind of like this. Right. And there you go. See? Ultimately, you make a walk cycle one leg at a time. But if you do both, you can kind of do this sort of stuff. And it will actually become easier. If you know how to convert the front leg and the back leg around. Of course, it only works if you're making a walk cycle that's a little bit more interchangeable, like this one. If, I don't know, you have like a difference in perspective or something like that, it's a little bit more difficult to do something like this. But in this particular case, since it's 2D, side-scrolling kind of situation, it's actually easy to do this. And it's a good technique for saving some time and making sure the animation looks good. Because sometimes if you do this wrong, if you try to animate the legs one at a time and you do something weird, the frame will actually not look that good. You're actually at a risk of making something that doesn't look like it fits. There are a few other tricks here and there that we're gonna do. Of course, because I got this part here and I also got the arm. But this is working for now. And now the final part. Okay, so theoretically the easiest one to do theoretically. Hey, Super Fudge, I don't think you've been here long enough to hear the Succubus story, right?
Where have you been? Been searching all along.
At one point, I will tell everyone in my stream the Succubus story.
Without grasping it, the real question to be asked.
Okay, so the Succubus story was
Hiding both face and mind.
this one time that first things first, and first things to clarify, I bear no ill toward anyone who was involved in the story. Everyone was very young and clumsy. We weren't teens, but we were early 20s, which is sometimes worse than teens. Also, check this out. Aside the arm movement that makes him look like a penguin, this is working. I kind of want to keep the arm penguin movement, but I think my client would bite my head off if I did that. Anyways, so for the story, for the story. So basically, I don't do ERP, basically. It wasn't really a thing I even knew people did too much in my roleplay guild and stuff like that. Boy, was I wrong about that, by the way. But anyway, that's for another day. And I remember it was like I was doing like a open roleplay kind of thing with another group of role players, right? And like I said before, both anyone can roleplay a campaign, or they can just make shit up, right? And it would be like a more casual type of roleplay. So there was this one girl who had a character who was revealed was a half succubus. And she had a very particular way of role-playing that. I didn't know then. During this event too, I don't remember talking to them before, so there was basically no prior interaction between the two of us, right? And basically the way the succubusness manifested on her character was she just had magical pheromones. She just had magical pheromones. And basically what started happening, she entered the room and she was like, her character was like just shy, looming, and scared. But then she would DM, she would send private messages to me where she was like, you feel your body losing control. The power of the pheromones is too strong. You want to R-word me. And I was like, what? What, lady? What? What? Now, my character was not for that. My character might as well be Ace at that point in time. He was like he was kind of like a workaholic assassin who was like master of secrets. He was not a horny character at all. I wasn't there for horny roleplay. And I definitely wasn't into any forced stuff. I still not into any forced stuff. And she was like adamant that this is what's happening to me. No resistance checks, no nothing. She had particular tastes. She had particular tastes. So now, disclaimer, what I should have done was be like, answer back out of character, be like, hey, I'm not comfortable with this kind of stuff. If this is how you're going to, if this is what you want to roleplay, this is not what I'm looking for. If you insist on this, I'm gonna have to not play with you guys, okay? This is making me uncomfortable. That's what I should have done. That's the smart, mature thing that you're supposed to do. So here's what I did instead. My character was an assassin, and my particular build, I was a dagger fighter. So, and even though the class is called assassin, I was more of a monster/demon hunter. And because of that, my character had like in his character sheet that he just had like a huge dagger collection, and he carried most of them hidden throughout his body. So he's that kind of character that if he gets shaken down, thousands of daggers will just fall, right? And I actually happened to have with me, I had it on my inventory, a holy property dagger. Specifically for defeating demons and the like. It dealt extra damage to demons. It was the fact. And it was holy property. So it both dealt like 10% extra damage, and it had holy property, which dealt double damage. So I secretly put that dagger under my cloak on my chest, and when her pheromones were winning over me and I could not control myself, I held her tight close to my chest, and then the dagger immediately started glowing and it burned her. So the spell was broken because of the dagger repelled her. And I broke free from the control and fled. So that's the Sokobo story, and I don't remember her ever trying to roleplay with me again. I don't think she was amused. She wasn't very amused. So that's the Sokobo story. I like it for two reasons. One, that I managed to think that to come up with that on my feet, but also the stupidity of having to do that because I could have just talked. So I feel like it's it's a good like learning opportunity all around. So yeah, so that's the suck of a story. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I do feel bad for her a little bit because she probably she was being forceful, but as far as I understand from understood later from that community, that wasn't like very uncommon, so like everyone responded positively to this so far. I guess I don't need to ask or anything. You know, that kind of stuff. I'd say she was a little bit misguided in that sense. I do feel kinda bad for her in that regard. Here. Okay. It does kind of look like a military strat, doesn't it? Maybe I could... Maybe I can do like a little extra thing here. Hold up. Let me see. I do need to be careful to not put too much extra work onto myself. But then again, I'm not one to slack off if there's opportunity to do something cool. So I can do like these. I can hear my doggo scratching her paws on her bed. She is marking territory. Did you know that doggos also mark their territory by scratching the ground? It's not always true P. It's not always true P. Surprisingly enough, it's not always true P. Yeah, so the idea. Is to do this. So he kinda walks around a little bit, looking from one side to the other. Because I think that looks kinda neat if he does that. Gives him like some extra movement to the animation. You know, there is something that I've always wondered that made no sense to me. There are a lot of, let's say 18 plus games, right? Where the naughty bits are available when you lose the game. And that always struck me as odd. Because it's like, aren't you supposed to want the naughty bits if you're playing an 18 plus game? Why is that the punishment? It should be the reward. You should actually have to play well to get the naughty bits. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? You know what I mean? I am not wrong here. I feel like part of this is just like, because it's video games need to have like some sort of conflict, sorta. I don't know, I think this is something that should be revealed. It should be revealed. Okay, so the main issue is the head movement feels a little bit too... What if we add more frames to it though? What if we add more frames? Because I tried this before, it had similar results. Had similar results. But if I did like this, right? Both for the back and the front. Okay, I just figured something that looks very wrong. There we go. It looks like the arms aren't connecting. There we go. Now it looks like they're connecting, I think. Yeah. I think it's working, kinda. There we go. Oh god, I like this music a lot, actually. Wait, where is this from? Ah, of course, it's from... Of course, from this game. Of course. Trails in the sky. One of these days I am gonna have to face that trauma again. It's gonna be just like Suikoden 2. Where my main reason for playing the game is to solve an unfinished plot line. That made me go, no. But with Trails in the Sky case, I have to like play a bunch of games. Which I am not entirely sure I want to. Basically, there's nothing I can do to change the bad ending from the first game. All I can do is keep playing and hope there's a good end at the end of, I don't know, game 37. There are a bunch of sequels. It's kind of what like demotivated me to play the game. Because there's a bunch of them and they are all rather expensive, actually. Surprisingly so, even. And then there are other spin-offs like Trails of Steel. And other types of trails. Luckily, Oregon Trail isn't part of the series. Otherwise, I would never be able to finish. I never played that game. It wasn't an educational game in Brazil, basically. Because that one is that one game that my understanding is that every computer lab had. Every school computer lab had it in the US. I'll be real, all I actually know about the game is what they were parodying it in Teen Titans of all places. So I know from that. Okay, so I think this is good. I think this is good. So now it's time to actually start editing this so it actually looks like the sprite. God. Ender Lilies, also a great game, highly recommended. Much trauma, but good trauma. Some games are sad, but there's like a hidden beauty in the sadness. It's also nice when those games actually reward you with an ending that's not happy, but better. You know? Because, like, there are certain things that happen and, like, yeah, we're not getting happy ending because of this. But at least we get a good ending for the protagonist. A better ending for the protagonist, you know? Kind of like the bittersweet kind, where it's like, okay, so this cataclysm happened, and technically no one will be able to come back from it ever again. The family of the protagonist is dead, and it's something like that. But at least they survive, and maybe they find a new friend that they can be together with. It's like some things are lost forever, but you still have reason to keep going. It's bittersweet. It's bittersweet. And I am 100% cool with that kind of stuff. Because life do be like that. Sometimes you lose certain things and they don't come back, but you can discover new things while you're alive. And that's why you gotta keep on going. Life is change. So yeah. I appreciate a good bittersweet ending. Sometimes getting an ugly cry in from a game is not bad at all. There we go. Okay, so something along these lines. But not all the time. All the time, like, it gets, like, too much. It gets too much. Then you're borderline on edgy territory. If you're like, oh, I only like games with dark, depressive endings, then you're dangerously close to being, like, overly edgy. Because there may be sadness and grief that you have to accept in your life, but life isn't all just that either. It's kind of like, cheer up, emo kid. You know? Okay, I'm gonna just do this for now. There we go. That way, we can do the glove better. Let me think now. Kinda... I want to give it the impression that he is, like, putting his finger and like this, right? But also I don't... You know, I can kinda do it like this. Do 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 do. Yeah, I can theoretically just do this. Does it look that bad? I don't think it does. Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe like this. That kind of looks weird though. Yeah, I guess this is it. This is like one of the best ways to do it. Maybe... Ah, okay, okay, okay. I think this is good. I think we got it. There we go. There we go. This works. This works good. This works good. Oh, that doesn't. That doesn't. No, no, no. This does. I can probably even make the elbow a little bit bigger here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, okay, okay. I like that. Digging this. Mm-hmm. So like this. There we go. There we go. Think we can theoretically do this. Yeah. We can do it like this. Should probably do something a little bit more broad before actually going into the nitty gritty. But you know, there we go. There we go. You know, I remember when I was... Hold up, let me think here for a sec. So it's supposed to be like this. This is meant to be on the side. So why doesn't this feel like it's turned completely? Is it because of the way that this thing goes east? Is it too much? It might be too much. Okay, maybe if we do it a little bit like this. Gives me more the impression that's on the side like this. Yeah. Okay. But I know it's interesting, right? The here it feels right, but when I put it like this, maybe like this. Okay, maybe the waist feels too short. Or maybe it's poorly positioned. No. Let me check something. No, not that. That's not the part. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. There we go. Okay, so if I was doing this similar to this, it would be like this. Right. And this would be... The height isn't wrong, but... I see. It's the... Well, that's interesting. Okay, so this is what I need to do to compensate. Okay. All right then. Okay, I figured it out. I figured out what I need to do to compensate. So we did this. Is here. And honestly, it just disappears. It just disappeared like this. Maybe like a little bit of a hint that it's going to come back. Like this. Okay. Okay. Then... Make it like this. Like this. Do this thing here. God, I love this music. Such a cute song. It kinda has lyrics, if I'm not mistaken. There is a tiny sung part of it during the credits of the first chapter. But it's not this version in particular, it is a similar version. Is this a detail that adds a lot to this sprite or not? Because at the end of the day, that is the question I need to make myself. Okay, I can kind of keep it like this. We're gonna keep going until I finish at least this frame. Again, under the grounds of if I don't finish this, I will probably be so freaking lost the next time I pick this up to work on it tomorrow. So for that reason, we're gonna keep going a bit more. This music is from Chrono Trigger, and Chrono Trigger is an amazing game. It is a very unique game in the sense that doesn't matter how much time passes, it's still good. Like, I'm not entirely sure. This is gonna sound fanboyish at best. But like, I don't know. It's kind of a perfect game. It is kind of the ultimate JRPG. In the sense that, like, goddamn, does it do the JRPG formula well. It's kind of impressive what it could do. Not only in the old JRPG standards, but like even today, every fight in that game is also a puzzle. Now encounters have all sorts of little neat mechanics, and learning the mechanics may reward you. You're rewarded for learning the mechanics. You're rewarded for thinking strategically when facing a new opponent. Overgrinding helps but doesn't destroy the challenge. It's just like, goddamn. Goddamn. It's an impressive game. The way it's built from the ground up. And honestly, it makes sense. It's really hard to replicate because it's just really hard to make a game like that. It is a very hard game to make. Just in general. Just in general. And that's what makes it special. The music of the game I'm currently listening to, what makes it special to me, I'm gonna have to take the L of self-awareness. It's absolutely nostalgia. Like, it's a good game. It's a very nice action JRPG with a very cute story and a fun cast of characters and all that. It's not a masterpiece though. It's not a masterpiece. Unfortunately, the better game was the first one. Secret of Mana is another amazing game. Trials of Mana is kind of a mess. It wasn't released in the West because they knew it was kind of a mess. Like, it's a fun game. It has a great story. There is a whole stat that doesn't do anything in it. Luck was meant to be a stat that increases your odds of critical and of dropping important key items. And it's the stat of the main stat of the thief character. And it doesn't work. Because it literally doesn't do anything. They forgot to add the functionality to the stat. You put the points in, if you put points in luck while leveling up, you are literally throwing those points away into the void. The only reason to put luck into the level in the level up screen is if there is a skill for you to learn that requires luck. That is literally the only reason. It's just the way the game was coded. For some reason. When they were coding the game, they forgot to put luck in to do anything. They forgot. They just did. Ironically though, even more ironically though, the character that relies on luck the most, which is the thief, is still the most overpowered one. As long as you get the right class for him. Wanna bet what's the OP class? You guessed it right, it's Ninja. Ninja is actually the most overpowered class in the game. As it should be, exactly. And after, you can evolve Ninja into Ninja Master, and then you get even better. Seriously though, it is pretty broken, and it is funny because there is a remake for Trials of Mana where they fix everything and they try to do rebalancing, but Ninja is still like just too good. It's just too good. Having the Ninja Pass is too strong. Because, like, if you go Ninja, you gain a ton of different skills that have the ability to... that give you, like, the... They do a bunch of debuffs, basically. And at the same time, they let you deal elemental damage. And they can be spammed. So you literally have a magic skill that lowers magical resistance, and you can spam it over and over. So the opponent gets only appearance of magic resistance when you're done with it. So it just gets even stronger the more you spam it. You can also use skills that, if you spend them, they decrease magical resistance. You just get the whole kit. You just get the whole kit. Everything you can think of that's like good. You can debuff attack, you can debuff defense, you can debuff magical defense, you can debuff magical attack. I think they even deal some negative status, but negative status in the game is not very good, so it doesn't really matter. And you get this badass finisher skill where you dive into the shadows and you emerge on the other side, hitting the opponent in the face. It's really cool. It's just good. There we go. Fancy it is. Okay. I should probably put these gold things here. The funny thing is, some of the classes in the game are also learned by enemies, so there are ninja monsters that you need to face, and they have all the skills too. They don't necessarily get exclusive rights to the ninja skills, but you do get access to them, and that's good enough. Okay, so I think that is all the time I have for today. Everyone, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for joining me today, Super Fudge. I really appreciate it. And now we raid. Let's see. What do we raid today? Do we have someone new we want to raid? I see someone drawing feet. I drew a bunch of feet today, actually. I was doing art lessons. Yeah, there's someone playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. That's always funny. You know what? Let's go. They're dueling for charity. Good for them. Okay, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night. Stay awesome. And remember, when in doubt, when you think you can't do it, just think like a ninja. And sure you can. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Go.